last part, we have discussed the general rules of graphical presentation of data. In this part, we will discuss about the principle of graphical presentation of data. Now, the graphical presentation of data is mathematical, especially algebraic. Data is presented graphically, then the surface or plane graph is plotted on the surface or called coordinate plane. Now, what do you mean by coordinate plane? Coordinate plane is the intersection of two number lines, vertical number line and second is horizontal number line. The coordinate plane is a two-dimensional plane which is formed by intersection of two number lines. Out of these two number lines, one is horizontal number line which is called x-axis and the vertical number line is called y-axis. It is the horizontal number line is called x-axis and the vertical number line is called y-axis. Now these two lines are perpendicular to each other. These two number lines are perpendicular to each other. Their point of intersection is denoted by O and it is called origin. That means O is nothing but origin. Now consider x-axis. The x-axis is a number line. So the numbers on this x-axis are as say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 8 allow. Then on left side of the origin there are negative numbers, say -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6 like this. Similarly, on y-axis, that means the vertical axis, y-axis, the numbers above origin are positive and the numbers below the origin are negative. So, say this is 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. And below the origin, on y-axis numbers are negative. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 like this. Now this is a plane or it is called coordinate plane. It is also known as Cartesian coordinate plane because it is invented by the eminent French mathematician René Descartes. René Descartes is a French mathematician who invented the plane, so it is also known as Cartesian coordinate. Now why it is called two-dimensional plane, two-dimensional coordinate plane? Because if we consider any point in anywhere in the plane, then suppose we take one point here, say P, then location of point P required two things. One is its distance on x-axis and second is its distance on y-axis. So it is called two-dimensional plane. That means for presenting any point in a plane, there are two things are required, are necessary. So it is called two-dimensional coordinate plane or it is called Cartesian coordinate plane. Now what are the components of Cartesian coordinate? First component is quadrant. The first component of coordinate plane is quadrant. Now what do you mean by quadrant? We know that the plane in a plane two number lines are intersecting each other and these two number lines are perpendicular to each other. So these two number lines divide the space or divide the plane into four regions. Each region is called quadrant or the regions are called quadrant. Now the quadrants are denoted by, the number of quadrants are denoted by the Roman letter. Each quadrant has their own properties. Now consider quadrant 1. Quadrant 1, quadrant first. So denoted by quadrant first. In this quadrant, both x-axis and y-axis has positive values. Now the upper left part or upper left region in the space is called quadrant second. And in this quadrant, the x-axis has negative values and the y-axis has positive values. Now consider third quadrant. The left below part or left below region is called third quadrant. Sorry, x-axis has negative values as well as y-axis has also negative values, and the bottom right region of in the space is called quadrant 4, and it is denoted as quadrant 4. And in this quadrant, that means in quadrant 4, the x-axis has positive values and the y-axis has negative values. That means the plane is divided into 4 regions and their direction is as. That means it is started from upper right region to bottom right region, like this. Quadrant first, quadrant second, quadrant third and quadrant fourth. Any point in a plane is represented by the order pair x, y. So if we consider say any point P in the plane, then it is represented by x, y, where x is x coordinate of the point P and y is y coordinate of the point P. Now x coordinate means its distance on x axis and y coordinates means the distance of the point on y axis. Now this x coordinate is also called axis of, and y coordinate is also called ordinate. Now if we consider the point in first quadrant, say xy, pxy or xy, then in first quadrant x is positive and y is also positive. So we can write here x is greater than 0 and y is also greater than 0. Again, if we consider a point in second quadrant, then in second quadrant the x-axis has negative values and y-axis has the positive numbers or positive values. So we can write for this point in second quadrant, x is less than 0 and y is greater than 0. Let us consider third quadrant. In third quadrant, the x-axis and the y-axis also have negative values. That means for any point in third quadrant, its x coordinate is less than 0 and its y coordinate is also less than 0. Similarly, for the point or any point in fourth quadrant, x is greater than 0 and y is less than 0. Now how to locate the point in a plane? The origin also is a point whose coordinates are 0, 0. That means origin is a point having coordinates 0, 0. Now if we take any point on x-axis, then its x coordinate is either positive or negative, but its y coordinate is 0. That means any point on x-axis, any point on x-axis has coordinates x, 0. Similarly, if we take any point on y-axis, then its x coordinate is 0. So any point on x-axis has coordinate as 0, y, and the coordinates of origin are 0, 0. Now how to locate the point in a plane? Say this is a point in first quadrant say quadrant, it is a quadrant first. It is also denoted by Q first. Now, how to find the coordinates of that point? Then draw the perpendicular from this point on x-axis and draw the perpendicular from this point on y-axis. Say this is a perpendicular from P on y-axis and it is a perpendicular from. Easily we can observe that the distance of the point P on x-axis is 4. It's the distance of point P on x-axis is 4. So its x-coordinate is 4. And the distance of the point on y-axis is 3. So its y-coordinate is 3. Similarly, if we take a point in third quadrant, say suppose it is a point Q. Now, how to find the coordinates of Q? Draw the perpendicular from Q on x-axis and draw the perpendicular from Q on y-axis. Then we can easily observe that its x-coordinate is -5 and y-coordinate is -6. Similarly, for other points or any point in a plane, we can find its coordinates. Vice versa, if we can locate the point in a plane. We have to plot the point A -5, 6 -5, 6. Then observe the signs of the coordinates of the point. Here x coordinate is negative and y coordinate is positive. So its location, the location of point A is in second quadrant, because in second quadrant x is negative and y is positive. Now, what is exactly its position? So consider its x coordinate. X coordinate is -5. So we can consider the distance. Y coordinate is +6. That means consider +6 coordinate on y-axis. Perpendicular line from x-axis at a distance -5 and the y coordinate of the point is 6 +6. So again draw the line from draw the perpendicular line from 6 units on y-axis, and the point of intersection of these two perpendiculars is nothing but the position of point A -5, 6. In this way we can locate any point in a plane, or we can find the coordinates of a point in a plane. The Cartesian coordinates of a point, then the coordinates of the point are either positive, 0. On this part we have discussed the principles of graphical presentation of data. In next part we will consider the graphical presentation of one group data.